Hi, everyone. I'm Carmen Pope with Farm of the Free Animal Sanctuary. I'm one of the co-founders here, and for some reason, it's blurring out the other co-founder, Greg. Oh, can y'all see him? um, yeah, Greg and I started the sanctuary as a nonprofit back in 2016, and in 2017, we were able to get the property and start rescuing industrialized farm animals. And I'm not sure if Ryan's here tonight, but if he is, he's our executive director. And we have some board members on here too, Megan Smith. And yeah, we just really wanted to thank the Animal Communication Collective. We've been doing this with them for the past, I think, 3 or 4 years. And they've helped us raise a lot of donations for the sanctuary, but more importantly, they've helped us heal and make sure our animals are heard and get what they need if we're not visualizing it as normal human beings, because they have the ability to communicate with them. So I'm really excited for y'all to get the opportunity to try that with your animals, and also just see what it's all about. And so thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for supporting the sanctuary. And yeah, I hope you guys all get what you need and help with your animals from these amazing, talented group of ladies. And so I'm going to hand it over to Tracy.
Welcome, everyone. We are really happy that you are here with us tonight, and we hope you enjoy your evening with us. We also want to thank you for taking the time and for generously donating to the Farm of the Free. We love the work they do, and we're so excited to be here and support them. So just I want to say a couple things about who we are. So the Animal Communication Collective is a group of about 30 certified animal practitioners, and we all trained at the same school. And our main purpose is to donate our time and our skills to support animal rescues throughout North America and beyond when we can. And we really, obviously really love animals, and we want to help in any way we can. So I'd like to turn it over just for a minute to Karen Dundee Smith, who is the founder, so she can talk to you a little bit about the Animal Communication Collective.
Nice to see everyone. I'm so excited that you're all here, and I cannot thank you enough for donating, coming, buying raffle tickets, and supporting Farm of the Free, because we really love Carmen and Greg and all of the residents of their farm. So just really quickly, the Animal Communication Collective was started with a dinner conversation with my husband that I was having, and my cat Hockey Puck came in to speak.
Oh no. Everybody frozen? Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Tonight, in spirit. And he said, you need to help all of us. And the only way to help all of us is if you all come together. And so I started saying this to my husband, and then I brought this crazy idea to everyone in the school that we had all graduated, and we all met. And I said, okay, Hockey Puck told me we all need to work together on this crazy way and help rescues and shelters and give animals a voice. And everyone jumped in. Meredith jumped in. She's one of my directors. She's been with me from the beginning. And these amazing people that are all here tonight have been working really hard for the last few years to kind of bring our mission out to the world, to help rescues and shelters care for their family members and their animal companions, and help give animals a voice to help the larger world realize that these beautiful sentient beings have life and love and families and are here to help us, and we can continue to help them. So thank you so much for being here tonight.
And Carmen, I'm going to turn it back to you for a minute just to talk about having camera on and the raffle. You could just jump in and share that. That would be great.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, so we just want to remind y'all that the event's going to be recorded. We have some participants that paid for tickets tonight, and we'd like to be able to send them and they're not able to attend, so we'd like to be able to send them the recording of it. And also let me see what this is. So if any attendee participating, like if you get called upon, make sure you have your camera on, and any participant, I'm sorry, I don't, Ryan. Okay, any attendee participating with video on is inherently giving permission to be recorded, as stated in the disclaimer at registration. So leave your camera on if you want the opportunity to be selected for a recording. I apologize, y'all. And I think that's pretty much it for me, right?
Yep, I think that's good.
Okay, I'm sorry, y'all.
So we're all good, Carmen. So we'd just like to take a couple of minutes to introduce ourselves so you know who we are. And I'll start. My name is Tracy Aikett, as you can see. I'm an animal communicator. I also do a lot of dog training, and I'm an animal relationship coach. And I live in Ontario, Canada. Meredith?
Hey there, I'm Meredith Tollison. I'm also a soul level animal communicator and intuitive coach, certified through the school where we all met. I also have a background. I'm trained in the Let Animals Lead Reiki certification. I am a dog trainer, although I'm not doing hands-on dog training anymore, but I kind of got passionate about studying dog behavior when I adopted 2 challenging puppies of my own. I do all of this, plus my volunteer work, and plus my work as one of the directors of the Animal Communication Collective. Unfortunately, part-time. I'd love to be able to make this full-time, but I'm doing other things in the meantime. I am down here for the moment. Anyway, I'm down here in Tupelo, Mississippi. And that's one of my favorite things, is to be able to just say, look, we're all over the place. And thanks to the technology we've got, we can all come together and do this work and support organizations like Farm of the Free. I'm just thrilled to be here. Thank you. Karen, another little word or two about yourself.
Okay, so back to you again. I am also a soul level animal communicator, a soul level intuitive coach. I have a background in Chinese energy medicine that I've been doing for 25 plus years. That's what brought back my intuition. When I started doing that and meditating and learning to teach and Qigong and send energy to people with a form called Pangu Shenggong. I also am end of life, and Meredith knows this too, end of life companion animal doula, certified with UVM, and thrilled to be here tonight. And I'm doing this full time now. I have been doing it that way for a couple of years. I'm a recovering advertising person, left that world, and now I do this full time. So much happier, by the way. And I'm in Boston, Massachusetts. And Monica.
Hi, I'm from the Cleveland, Ohio area. I'm also a soul level animal communicator, Reiki master, various energy healings, language of light practitioner. And I'm happy to be here. I believe this is my 3rd year. So let's get the event rolling.
So you've heard us all introduce ourselves, and we've all talked about what kind of communicators we are, what kind of animal communicators we are. So I just wanted to take 1 minute to explain what it means when we say we're certified animal communicators. As I mentioned, we all went to the same school and had the training in the same place, obviously. And it was at least a year long, the process. We had various levels we went through. We had sort of full assessments where, you know, when we did communication, we had people listening and giving us feedback. And then we had quite a few readings we had to do. So it was a fairly involved process to get us to this point. And then most of us, I think all of us actually have several years experience as well. So we're hoping you're going to be in very good hands tonight. Karen, do you want to just talk for a minute about what it means to communicate with animals? Like, how does that work?
Sure. So just briefly, so when we think about animal communication, animals communicate all the time this way. They communicate through telepathy. They have not lost their awareness like we generally have of our sixth senses, as we will, the clairs. And they feel things going on with nature, and they are very aware of those vibrations around them. They're very aware of the energy that has expanded, that is still a part of them, beyond them. They use that to sense each other. They send pictures of images to each other. They send emotional waves toward each other so that they understand what's going on with each other. And they can communicate over miles. Some animals can actually communicate and connect with each other over miles because they are so used to riding those energetic currents. We had to go back to school to learn how to do that again. And so when we're communicating with animals, we are actually lightening up our frequency and opening ourselves up to these other frequencies and vibrations and sharing information and offering these waves of approaches to the animals and waiting for them to then respond because they have free will, they have choice to then send what they want to send back to us. And so because we've learned to do this with a lot of honor and sacredness for them, most of the time, I'm going to say 99% of the time, they're very willing and actually kind of surprised that we can do this with them. They're constantly trying to get to people to communicate in this way, and we're just used to doing it. But everybody here could do it if they just dropped their energy and opened up their intuition. And sometimes we are doing it anyway. It's the kind of thing where you're thinking about your dog or your cat, and they're waiting for you at the door when you come home, and you're like, how do they know that? Because you were thinking of them in this loving, open way, and hit the frequencies, and they felt it, and they were like, "Oh, mom and dad's on the way home." So we're always doing it. We have just learned how to really control it and be really, really present with it. And the last thing I want to say is, if you take a look, you'll see our ACC ambassador, Jody Jacobs. Just give a wave, Jody. She's also on the board of Farm of the Free. And she is very, very important to us because it's because of her that many of our rescues and sanctuaries have found us. So Jody, say hi. And she also does Reiki, right, Jody? An amazing human being. Okay, that's all I have to say.
Meredith, can you just share a little bit about what's expected if we do a reading with someone tonight, like what they should share and that kind of thing?
Absolutely, I
We'll
will.
jump right in.
Yeah, because I know she loves it. I'm just going to point my finger back at Jody as well. One more time. On the board of Farm of the Free, as Karen said, big donor and supporter of animal shelters and rescues all over the place. And also, while she says she's not an animal communicator, she really, really is. She really is. So we're thankful to have you here, Jody. And Jody's going to be working behind the scenes and handling all of our tech stuff tonight. So any muting and unmuting, all of those things, she's got the power. Please keep yourself on mute unless you're receiving a reading, and that's just for the benefit of everyone else here. So let me tell you what we're going to ask for, and that is not much. When we do a reading, the way that we've all been trained, we like to have as little information as possible on the front end. We want to be sure that the information that we're receiving through all of our intuitive senses is coming from your animal and not through any of the stories that you've told us on the front end. All we need to know are these things: your animal's name, their gender, species, and whether they're alive or in spirit. We will be reading in tandem. Two of us will read for one animal. We'll go back and forth, get a little information about your animal's personality. You'll have the opportunity to ask them one question. And so we'll go back and forth a couple of times and see what it is that your animal wants you to know about the question that you're asking. We will probably ask you, does that make sense? Does that not make sense? Just give us yes or no at that point. And then hopefully we'll have a quick minute at the end for you to give a little bit of feedback. We just ask that you not give us too much information on the front end, or when we're asking you if it makes sense, we'll give you a chance to talk about that. If we stop you and go, whoa, 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 don't say anything else, that's just so that we can give you a better reading, not because we're trying to interrupt you. We'll remind you of that as we're going through, but please just understand that that's the way we all prefer to read. Anything else, Tracy?
No, I think we've covered it. Yeah. So shall we jump in and choose our first person then? Are we ready?
Absolutely, you're up.
All right.
Excuse me, one other
Yep.
thing. Do you want to mention that raffle tickets are still available?
Yes.
For a private reading?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
So I'll jump in there, Tracy.
Sure.
So many of you have bought raffle tickets. You have the opportunity to win a reading with one of the four of us, Monica, Karen, Tracy, or myself, a free half-hour private one-on-one reading. We will sell raffle tickets. We'll give you a last call. We'll give you an altar call in the middle. and then we'll tell you when the ticket sales are closed. But if you are interested, once you've kind of seen us in action in buying some more raffle tickets, please jump in and do that, because 100% of those proceeds will go to Farm of the Free. Excellent.
Right.
Ready when you are, Tracy.
All right, I'm ready. Brenda, I am drawn to you. Would you like a reading with us tonight? Oh, you have to unmute you.
Hi.
Hi.
Yes, I watched your reading with I can't remember his name, but the cow earlier before I got on.
Whalen.
You're awesome. So I have a male husky alive, and his name is Wilson. And the question I have for him is with regards to getting him a playmate, another dog. I think
Okay. That's
puppy or someone more his age.
okay. So thank you, Brenda. Meredith, how do you think we should frame that question? I just want to open it up a little bit. Just
Sure. So what if we ask Wilson what it is that he wants you, Brenda, to know about how he feels about having another dog in his life? Is that something that he wants to talk a little bit more about as to whether that's important to him or whether, let me leave it right there. What do you think, Tracy?
sure. Okay. All right. So we're just going to go quiet for a minute to connect with Wilson, learn a little bit about him, and then we'll start sharing information. Okay, Brenda? Okay. So the first thing I'm seeing is it's a funny way to say it, but I feel like Wilson has rhythm, and I feel him sort of like sauntering, not even sauntering, that's not the wrong word. It's almost like if he were musically inclined, he'd sort of be like bopping down the street with a certain amount of rhythm. Like there's a joy in his body and a kind of a desire to engage with the world. Does that make sense to you?
It does.
So Wilson shows himself to me immediately as actually in very much puppy form, in puppy physical body, and he's very, very fluffy. And it's funny to me because all I see is this, it's kind of black and white. And let me just say this, they don't always show themselves to me. Rarely do they show themselves to me in the way they actually appear physically, but they show me something in terms of physical appearance that is significant to the part of their personality they want to share for the purposes of our reading here. So he is literally coming through to me like this big fluff ball. It's almost a kid's toy. What are those, Furbies or something? All I see is all this hair, and it's black and white and gray, kind of speckledy, spotty hair. And then these little bitty legs sticking out the bottom. And then this, like the nose is coming out of this big blob of, it's like a fur parka, you know, and here's this little nose and here are these eyes and they're two different colors and they're kind of wild. And he's like, look at that, look at that, look at that. And there's some stars and there's the Aurora Borealis. And it's like constant excitement about all of these things, but he's going, and every time he jumps up in the air, he fluffs out his fur a little bit more. He's making me flush. There's an energy that is showing me puppiness and innocence and joy and excitement about every little thing that he sees. Does that make sense to you?
It does.
Okay.
And Brenda, what I'm seeing is like if he were a human, he would be sort of pushing back with his hands, almost like, and I see almost what I would consider like barriers around him, and a strong feeling of him wanting a little space from people. Like he likes to be part of things, but he's like, give me my space. So like, don't crowd me too much. And I keep seeing him doing this, sort of keeping not just people, but dogs. Like he just likes his space. Does that make sense?
He literally does that, pushes you with
Okay.
his paws. So yes.
Interesting. Interesting. Okay.
Yes.
Meredith?
It feels to me that he's showing me, I agree with what Tracy's saying, and Tracy has a great background in dog behavior as well.
Mhm.
He's showing me that he is in his soul like this energetic, filled with wonder puppy, but he's also showing me like he's inside this bubble, but it's a bubble of his choice. He's not been forced to be away from. He's like, give me a little bit of protection. I like to be the center of attention, but when it's time to stop, it's time to stop. He doesn't necessarily feel to me like he would like to share that with anybody. He shows me a goldfish in a bowl, like the old timey goldfish bowl, not an aquarium, not fancy bubbles, one goldfish in a bowl. And he's like, yeah, I like that guy. But he's not showing me tumbling with puppies and romping on a playground or any of that. He is showing me a little bit of solitude in his desire.
Yeah, so I know we're only allowed one question, but I was curious actually if he really even does want another
We'll find
playmate.
out.
What's that?
We'll definitely check it out. We'll check it out. So I just have one more thing that came through that I think is that I wanted to share with you. He's showing himself as sort of confident and joyful, as I said, and I see a connection between the leash and you. And that this is important for him in terms of a sense of security, because I also see him kind of leaning on you. So there's this desire for him to be out in the world and sort of look like he's the man, and he can handle it all. And he's very much reliant on you. Like he leans on you and he wants the security, not necessarily the leash, but I think the leash may be symbolic too of his need to be connected with you in order to feel like he is able to do that. Does that make sense to you?
It really does. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I hear him say mama's boy.
Mm.
And the question about whether he would like another dog is, well, I'm just going to say it bluntly, like he's saying it. He's like, no, mom, that's about you. This is something you're worried about. I'll let you know if/when I'm ready. It feels to me that he would really enjoy a little more bonding time with you, but also a word of just making sure that he's not too dependent on that. He's telling me that he's aware that he would like to be with you 24/7 nonstop, and that he needs to kind of fly the nest, so to speak. But this question of needing another dog, he thinks is more your question than his.
He's probably, well, he's right, I'm sure, because I'm worried about him wanting more attention from another dog. So that was awesome. That was awesome. I think you guys answered both of my questions.
He did say to me too that he would like to be part of the selection process. Like it feels like, again, he's doing a little bit of this and he's sort of open to it, and he would like to be part of the selection process. It doesn't feel like he wants a dog that just sort of shows up and he's got to adapt.
Right.
So maybe take that into consideration when you
So if it happens,
if and when you do reach
happens
that
on
point,
his terms.
yeah,
Gotcha.
let him
Okay.
be part of that. So yeah,
Awesome.
yeah.
Thank you
All
guys
right.
so much.
You're very welcome. All right. So let's move on to the next person. Meredith and Monica, you're up.
Awesome. So
Thank you, Brenda. Oops.
Yeah. I will choose this time around, and I am being drawn to Kitty Wicks. Kitty, are you open to having a reading?
I am. Thank you. Yes.
Yay. Awesome. So let's see. Kitty Wicks with Meredith and Monica. So tell me who you got. What is your animal's name?
His name is Little Man.
I love it.
He is a dog, male. He is alive. And my one question, why does he incessantly bark?
Okay, Monica, how would you ask that question?
I would say, little man, what can you tell us about your barking? How does that sound, Meredith?
That sounds fine to me, because I even before you get the question out of your mouth, I hear him going, clearly I'm trying to tell you something. Let's learn to listen. Let's learn to listen. So what is it that he's wanting you to know about what it is that he's trying to tell you? So let me back up from that just a little bit and get a little bit about little man's personality. And he's showing me two things. He's showing me two things right off the bat. And this is one of my symbols that shows up for me a lot. You'll have to tell me if it means anything to you. He is showing me as this small, kind of like pinto, little short leg, but little dog on a pogo stick. And he is literally bouncing from the floor to the ceiling, to the floor to the ceiling, to the point where he's bonking his head on the ceiling when he gets to the top and he's coming back down. He's like, wee, here we go again. There's a lot of small little dog energy happening here. But then he's flipping around and giving me sort of an image of Wilson, who we just met with, this great big wilderness savvy, fluffy, lots of hair, I'm a tough guy and I'll wrestle a bear sort of dog. So I'm getting both of those aspects of his personality. Does that make sense to you?
You nailed it perfectly. Yes.
And
But
when he comes into me, he's showing me a little bit of a performer. He's showing me him with like a little top hat and the cane with the curtain behind him on the stage. Very relaxed, very comfortable in front of the crowd, kind of like playing to the audience. Does that make sense?
Totally makes sense. Yes.
there's also a bit of like little man syndrome. Like there's a lot of power in a name, right?
Mhm.
And little man is a name, is a nickname, but he's also kind of like, I'm a big guy. I'm a big tough guy. But when he wants some love and attention, he'll like get under a throw pillow or under a blankie and be like, I'm a teeny tiny dog, Mom. You gotta help me out here. So he's a little irritated about his name when it doesn't suit his mood, but then he will play that to the nines when he's looking for some love. Does that make sense?
Nailed it again. Yep.
I was getting the same thing, Meredith. I kept seeing big, big, big man. Yep.
It's like he's saying he's got something to prove, but he really has nothing to prove because everyone caters to his every need all of the time. But he likes to bring that in for some attention, for the applause from the audience, like you said, Monica, on stage. When you said that, I see oh, the frog on Bugs Bunny. Hello, my honey. Hello, my baby. Like he's all out there with he likes the footlights and he likes the applause and he can't see the audience in front of him, but he really likes to hear them. So what is he trying to tell you when he's barking? And the thing I get immediately is he's got a lot to say and you have the ability to hear him, but there's a part of you, they always bring it back around to, we're not getting into soul lessons here, but they always bring it back around to the person, always. And he's saying that you understand, you have a very strong instinctual gut feeling, intuition about you, but that you may doubt that some, you may not completely believe that you have that ability. I don't know if you've lost another pet recently or in the past, but there's a lot of wanting to have a connection. This is what he's bringing forward for me, wanting to have a connection with a pet who's crossed, and you keep getting signs, but you're saying, oh, but that I don't trust that. Is that really a sign? How do I know that's a sign? And little man's going, bark, bark, bark. I see it. There's someone up in the corner. There's Mom, listen, you're getting all these signs. Can you just believe it? Can you just trust it? And he's talking really fast, like I'm feeling short of breath. He's going, no, seriously, look over there, look over there, look up there, look down there. What does that feel like to you when I say that?
It made me emotional because I lost a soul dog and I want her to come back. So maybe obviously she's here and I am not tapping into it. So, yeah, that makes perfect sense. And you both are describing him to a T. It's like, oh my gosh. Are you in my house right now?
So the way he's showing me, he's showing me one of those old-fashioned cartoons, where they have the human and the dog, what they're thinking. But he's showing me his little barks and like you're getting him as all these jumbled letters. And he's saying, Mom. He's like, Mom, Mom. And then he's like, take a breath. You're getting the letters, you're getting the information. Slow down, take a breath, and sit with it, and you will know. Like, trust that instinct.
When you say
You're
that,
getting
Monica,
the
what
letters.
Yeah.
You just need to formulate it and trust your instinct.
when you say that, Monica, what I see are the little kid magnet letters that you put on a refrigerator, or then it's going to the, poetry where you've got all the little tiny words and they're all scattered, and then you put them all together.
Yeah.
And I'm hearing go back to preschool, Kitty, go back to kindergarten. You've got all of your letters. They're not in any particular order, but you know all of your letters. And if you take them and put them in order, then the word will become evident. He's reinforcing what it is Monica's saying. You know the letters, you know the words. They just appear to all be on a tray or on a fridge in front of you. And your trust of your ability to organize them into something legible is something that you're questioning.
And he's doing it in a very playful manner. So he's like, observe, they're little breadcrumbs. Okay, he's barking, look around, what do you notice? Just say, what do I notice? See whatever the first thing is you're drawn to. The next time, do that. Make some notes, it'll start to come together.
Wow. Thank you
It's
for
like a
that.
little scavenger hunt. He wants you to play. Because when we're playing, then we're just in that higher vibrational energy and we'll get the information.
Most definitely. He loves to play, for certain. He loves to do zoomies in the backyard. And I think it's a beautiful message that he's sending me, that I need to tap in and trust the messages that I'm getting, that I keep saying, that's my imagination, or, and to slow down and to put the letters together. So,
Yeah. But he wants you to do that in a playful manner too. He wants you to look at that lightheartedly. He loves to play, but he would encourage you to observe these things that maybe feel a little frustrating or a little out of your reach as playful, as fun, as uplifting, rather than as a struggle. Would you say that's true, Monica?
Absolutely. Animals, they model in behavior for us, or sometimes they mirror some of our own behavior to bring it to light. He's definitely modeling play for you, definitely.
that's huge. That is really huge, Monica. You just hit on something. Yes. So, oh my gosh, thank you both so much. Now I'll listen to him. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Kitty.
Really just know you can listen to him.
Yeah,
That's the key.
that is the
You
key,
can.
because I
You
keep
can.
doubting. I'm like, because I always think everybody else can do it and I can't. So,
Oh, we've all been there. We've all been there. We still go there. So that's all part of the process, but you got this.
thank you. Thank you both. That was great. I appreciate it.
Thank you. All right, Monica, you and Karen are up next.
Ooh. Am I picking now, Karen?
Yes, you are.
Okay. Ella Jane, would you like a reading tonight?
Are you Ella?
Yeah.
And you go by Ella Jane, what do you prefer?
Just Ella.
Okay. And who would you like us to read tonight, Ella?
His name is Monster. He is a cat. And I believe he is deceased, though I'm not 100% sure, like pretty sure.
Okay.
And then I guess my one question, kind of two in one sort of. So I often feel like footsteps like on the bed, like cat paws or something, like on the bed or like on the couch. And I'm just kind of wondering like if it's him or if it's like someone else, because it's not in my head. Like I swear it's not in my head. Like it's, but then also if that's not an answerable question, I'm just kind of wondering like if I feel like he's still with his sister Addie, who's right there. So I'm just kind of wondering like if he is.
Definitely strong connection with Addie and Monster. Definitely.
Mhm.
They're
Yeah.
they don't feel like they were ever separated.
No, yeah.
Very, very strong connection.
Okay, so how do we want to word this? question,
Exactly.
Monica.
Um,
Sorry.
so, um, I know you said you didn't know if he was alive or that. Could you tell me your question again? I got all wrapped up in Addie and their relationship and.
Yeah, so I often feel like pause on the
Oh,
bed.
that's right. That's right.
Okay.
Just wondering-
Let's open it up wider and say, let's ask Monster how he's connecting with Ella and what information he has. What do you think, Karen?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Let's let Monster lead what he feels.
Yeah,
Ella,
let's
you
let
need to know
Monster
right
lead.
now. So can I jump right in, Monica?
Sure, sure. Yeah, jump right in.
So when he came through for me, he came through as a very strong, independent character, very independent nature, doing things his way. I can kind of hear that song My Way by Frank Sinatra in my head about him. I did it my way. And it's really interesting because when you asked, was he alive or deceased? I wrote both words down and my hand automatically went over to put an underline under deceased. And when I ask him to show me how he feels, just to confirm that, I feel very big and buoyant and full. For me, that's usually a sign, although it's harder with cats because they can travel out of their body while they still are attached to a body more than some other animals. But for me, that's usually a sign that they are free of a body.
I too felt this very expansive energy, and I also felt him connecting in an energetic matter with Addie, not a for me, it's almost like the energy is coming from above, not like linear, like if they're both in this 3D world. It felt like it was coming from above, and that he is even popping in from above. Like if you see Addie looking, definitely.
Yeah.
One
I
of the,
heard him say, I'm sorry if I broke your heart.
No, I knew it was, I figured,
But he's saying, I'm sorry if that broke your heart, if it made you sad.
oh,
I feel like he went on a walkabout and didn't come back or something. Like he went missing or something. Like, does that make sense to you? Because to me, it's like, I'm sorry that what I did might have left your heart in a sad place.
oh, that's really nice. Thanks for,
Yeah.
yeah, that all makes sense.
one of the
What else you getting?
big messages I'm getting, and I'm getting with this a lot of animals that are crossed over. They really want us to believe, to know that they have transitioned to a different form. They are not dead as we see it.
Mm-hmm.
They are transitioning to a different form, and with this beautiful, loving energy. And they want us to be able to tap into that and know that that's us too.
Yeah.
They're really opening up that energy between the veil, and they want us to move through that grief and be playful. That he's got the little paws on the bed, and I see him almost like popping his head up, or almost like through the ceiling, so you just see his head, and just doing these real playful things that Addie picks up on.
Yeah.
I know she picks them up. I know you pick them up, huh? Yeah.
And I saw this paw, like I know you have a partner, right? You're married.
Yeah.
Ryan it is Ryan, right? Okay. I see this paw like hitting Ryan in the face in the middle of the night. Just because he can. It's like, heh.
I wonder if that's a different cat. I wonder if that's Cinder.
Oh, he's saying it's him. I
No.
see this paw
Yeah.
just going at Ryan.
Yeah. I'm getting the same thing.
Yeah.
Aw,
Um,
Anything else, Monster, you want?
and he's also saying, he'd like more interaction with you. Like if you have questions, I mean, he can be a guide. He's got access to all this information. He's saying, just ask an open-ended question, like, what would be good for me to do on this project or something. He's saying that he will send you information.
oh, like a spirit guide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, he's saying, put me to work. I'm not done with you.
Aw, I love that. That's really
Yeah. And he does want to say to you, just know that I'm safe now.
Aw.
That he's letting me know that his demise was natural and that he is safe now, and this is where he belongs, kind of in this way of being, so that he can be close to you all and watch over you and Father Ryan, and really take care of your heart. So yes, Addie is seeing him as well, because he says, I love her very much.
Aw,
So I hope that makes sense to you.
it makes perfect sense. Thank you.
All right. Anything else, Monica, from your end?
I'm just checking in with Monster.
Yeah.
He's just emphasizing he really wanted to calm that uncertainty, to take you out of that uncertainty, kind of that safety stuff that Karen was talking about, and just to know everything's okay.
Aw. Oh, that's really
Yeah.
nice. Thank you.
Yeah, that feels complete.
Oh, I
Okay,
really
well, thank you, Monster.
Yes, thank you, Monster.
Yeah, he's quite a big energy. So, like his name, he's got big
Yeah.
energy.
Very expansive.
that's Monster.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's see who is next. I have been,
Karen, can I jump in super quick?
yes,
Because I missed something.
please.
Over the course of this reading, this will be your last chance to buy raffle tickets. Jump online, get them super quick. When we finish this reading, we'll be closing the raffle tickets, so that we can draw at the end of the event.
Okay.
All right, Karen, I'm ready when you are.
So I have to say, I have been drawn to Pam with Pam's iPhone. Hi, Pam. Are you up for reading?
Yes.
Yes, I don't know if that's the dog we're speaking to, but he was like saying hey to me the whole time. He stuck his nose on that screen. So
I don't, she's just a puppy. I don't know if she would be the
Okay.
one. I question
right.
about that.
Maybe she's just being guided to getting my attention. But who
Yeah.
would you like to speak with?
She likes to speak. Bo is an Australian Shepherd who is a rescue.
Bo?
Bo.
Okay.
Don't know where Bo came from. If he's Bo Cephas. I don't know. I call him all kind of Bo's. I'd like to know if he's content or if he feels like he's lost his freedom by being rescued, if that makes sense.
Is Bo
Okay.
a dog?
He's a dog, I'm sorry.
Okay. Is that
Okay.
Bo?
This is not Bo, this is Mabel.
And Bo is yours, right?
Bo is mine. Bo's a rescue.
Okay. We want to know.
If he feels content as a rescue or if he was happier in the life he would have had without being rescued, without saying too much, I guess.
Okay. Okay. And full disclosure, I just have to say right up front, I know another Bo Cephas, and there's no coincidence, because how many dogs in the world are really named Bo Cephas? So
I don't know what he was named.
no, but it's
I
just
don't know where Bo came
fascinating.
from.
Yeah.
I call him Bojangles. I call him all kind of names.
Nice. Okay.
I'd say in the South, Karen, we probably have more Bo Cephas than
Yeah.
you do up there.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe so.
All right, Bo Cephas. So let's just give him a minute to get connected to us. And
He's inside. Does he need to be? Do I need to be,
Nope.
need to be in there with him? Okay.
no, he can do whatever he wants to do right now. we'll still be able to talk to him. We're just going to invite him in. Josephus, come on in, bud.
I'm just waiting for Karen, but I'm super tickled
No,
already.
go for it.
I
Go
just
for it.
blah, blah, blah. I'm over here laughing. So
Okay.
I don't know if it was Saturday Night Live or Kids in the Hall or something, the sketch, where it was like, I'm Bocephus, I'm Bojangles, I'm Bodacious,
The
I'm
bodacious, yes.
Bodalicious. What was that sketch? Do y'all know what I'm talking about? Boda Buddy, I'm Bo something. He's telling me all these names. He doesn't particularly care what you call him. He thinks these nicknames are adorable and hilarious and um and I don't know, somehow entertaining to him. It's almost like he wants to see how creative you get with the nicknames that you call him. That's the
Mhm.
first thing he was showing me. Go ahead, Karen.
He's very interesting. When I connect with him, Pam, he's got this very interesting, energetic signature that is independent
Mhm.
in some ways and like almost too smart to be in a dog's body.
Mhm.
Like I almost don't feel like it's weird. I feel like I'm talking to a soul that is kind of operating through a dog body for some reason to have gotten to you.
Like, I'm gonna cry. I'm sorry.
Does this make sense to you? Because he seems highly like in spirit, his spirit seems highly aware and almost like wanting you to know, listen, I'm operating out of this dog body. Like I had to come into this particular dog body to get to you, FYI. So I'm asking you to step up in some way to connect with me and not just see me as a dog. Does that resonate for you at all with his
See
personality?
that with both. I can see that with both.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm crying.
Okay.
It's okay. They get to us,
That's
and
their job.
emotion in a reading is
Yeah.
completely normal and completely what to be expected, actually. And I agree with you, Karen. He's showing me this this level of independence and this level of, okay, so here's what I've got to do to get in the picture to deliver the message that I'm ultimately going to deliver. But he's showing, and this happens to me a lot in readings, he's showing himself to me as like old timey cowboy sleeping under the stars, home on the range, tumbleweeds, like hobo jumping boxcars, traveling the world. He feels there's very much a survivor energy to him, an independence energy, an adventurer. I can see him, backpacking the Appalachian Trail. All these things that might seem uncomfortable or undesirable, he's saying is actually something he really enjoys, but something he didn't expect was the joy of having something to come home to, as opposed to thinking he was going to be riding the rails forever. He's like, I may go do this for a while, but then I'm ready to come home and rest and relax and do my laundry and repack my suitcase before I go on this next spiritual, energetic, or physical, perhaps, adventure. Does that make sense to you?
It does make sense.
Yeah.
He was
So,
a very independent dog before.
yeah.
And he's learned to be home, I guess. And still enjoys it. I say he goes on a walkabout because he's an Aussie.
Yeah.
I hear that old song, Don't Fence Me In,
Yeah.
Give me land, lots of land where the west commences. It's like he does want to have a little exploration, but he now, and it feels like maybe this is for the first time, he knows that he has a resting place when his walkabout is over. I'm sorry, Karen, I jumped right in there.
No, that's great. And so I'm asking him, what is it about how you are that's important for Pam? What is it about your personality and your spirit that is important for Pam? Because he is who he is, and he chose to enter this body because he knew he'd get to you. This is the message he keeps telling me. So all that he is intentionally him for you to learn something from. And when I ask him, so what is Pam supposed to learn from you about this? He literally is calling you to step up your game in your communication with him. To kind of really spend the time to get to know how complex of a being he is and create some sort of a partnership as opposed to him being your air quotes dog. He is very emotionally intelligent. So when you're speaking to him, speak to him like you're speaking to another, like an equal being inside a dog body, as opposed to, Bo, let's go do this, and Bo, good boy for doing that. Like that's fine for him, but there's something about him wanting you to speak to him about what you're struggling with or how you're trying to figure something out and ask for his help. I don't know what this means, but there's something where he's asking you to step up your energy to work with him in a way where you're asking him to partner with you to figure out a situation. Does this, I don't know what I'm saying. I just know I have to say this to you. Does this make sense to you?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. He says, I'm teaching you. I'm teaching you by being who I am. And that when your mind will get sharper when you get that and then communicate with him like that. Your connection will get like hooked in. He's showing me like you trying to figure out how to hook in with him, and by just letting that worry go and speaking to him like he's a partner just living inside a dog body, you'll feel the hook in, whatever that means.
And for me, the final thing he's showing me is he's rolling with this kind of like cowboy home on the range theme. But in this visual, he is like the Marlboro Man, leaned up against a wall with one knee up in flannel, a cowboy hat, smoking a cigarette. It's actually like Sam Elliott looking, he's got this mustache. And what he's telling me with this image is that well, actually, the words he's giving me, he is the strong, silent type. He is going to listen to you. You could tell him anything that you needed to tell him, and he's not going to go out and tell it. He is going to be a vault for you to share. There's a trust thing here that he's pulling out for me, just to know that you can communicate with him and share anything with him. And you don't have to worry about him taking it to someone else or turning his back on you. Literally, Sam Elliott leaning up against a wall. I would tell Sam Elliott anything he wanted to hear from me.
I hear you.
Me too.
Yeah, so he's listening so you can talk, and he wants you to understand that you're safe there and that you can also listen in that way. And he will share with you in ways that you didn't realize you could receive information from him.
Yeah. Yep. He wants to work through and holding space for each other. Yeah. He's quite a fascinating being.
He feels powerful. He is not, nobody here believes in just a dog, in any creature, but this is like some other being who was like, the only way I'm going to get this message through to her is as a really awesome dog. Do you agree, Karen?
I do. Yep.
Thank y'all so much.
Yeah, ancient trying to get to. Yeah.
Good.
I agree. Thank you,
So,
Pam, for sharing.
I hope that makes sense, Pam. And that helps.
It does. Thank y'all so much.
Okay. Thank you for sharing him with us.
He's a sweetheart.
Yeah.
All right. We're closing raffle tickets there, right, ladies, everyone? Okay. So thank you. If you jumped in and purchased some more raffle tickets, we appreciate all of that going to Farm of the Free. And thank you, Pam, for that little bit of an emotional experience. Thank you for sharing that with everyone here.
Thank y'all.
All right, so Monica and I are up. Liz, I'm wondering if you'd like to have a reading.
I can take myself off mute. Yes,
All right,
absolutely.
wonderful. All right. So name, species, gender, alive or in spirit.
She's a cat. Her name is Miss Peach.
I love it.
She is my current foster. She's a new mom. And the question I have for her is there a way to make her more comfortable in my home?
Okay. And Monica, just to, Liz, we often reframe questions so that they're not in a yes, no, but a little bit broader. So if it's okay with you and Monica, something like, how can you help her feel more comfortable in your home?
Yeah, what am I doing wrong?
No.
No. We don't want to, that's not the question.
No. Is that okay, Monica, with you? How can we help her feel
Yeah, I
more
think we
comfortable
want
in
to
her home?
know from Miss Peach, what can she tell us about what she needs to be more comfortable
Right.
in Liz's home?
Yeah. So is it okay if we ask one of those questions? Liz?
Absolutely.
All right, perfect. So we'll jump in and connect with Miss Peach and learn a little bit about her and share that with you, and then we'll weave in the question as well. Okay.
Right.
Oh my goodness. She's just showing me the peach and how she's sweet. She is like, has this just, oh my goodness, this sweetness about her. It's just like that fresh peach. Very, very kind and very maternal, very, very proud about being a mother, very proud. That's her, that's like, she just has this motherly, and she's showing me the sweetness, but she's also showing me, like, if anyone comes near her kittens, she's like Amazon warrior. She will just jump in there. She's like, not on my watch. Tracy, are you, can you?
Yep. And I see her standing solidly on all 4 feet strongly. However, I feel like that's the outside, and what I see, because I have both visuals, I see that, but I also see her kind of backpedaling, like if she could get out, and her needing like I literally see a corner or something somewhere where she feels like there's a way to have her back. And it doesn't seem to be a person at this stage, but she needs somewhere where she feels safe and secure. And that inside of her is sort of backpedaling, but she on the outside is like, I'm holding my ground. So she seems to have a bit of both of those things going on. Does that make sense to you?
It does. I'm on I've done 2 rounds of antibiotics because of her.
Oh, wow. Okay. So she can certainly stand her ground, it sounds like.
Yes, she does. But she's an excellent mom. She's an excellent mom.
Yeah.
Okay, Monica?
Interesting. So she's showing me that it's the situation she's in. So let me try to get better words. It's hard for her to comprehend that she's really safe and that someone's really looking out for her interests. And so since she doesn't feel that, she's like in protection mode. So let's try to, I'm gonna try to go a little deeper with that. Let's see. So Miss Peach, what would calm those nerves? Is there anything that would make you feel a little more peaceful? So she says this is helping, that she's being heard. Oh, she's very touched by this. She says she really wants to believe that humans can be this nice and this sweetness, and she's saying, give me some time to trust this.
She has all the time she needs, but I'd love to not have to wear bite gloves every time I go in the room with her.
Okay.
Mhm. Can I go, Monica?
Yeah, please.
Okay. Yeah, I had the sense of her navigating the world that she's used to is not a world that she can relax in. She has to kind of she's had to be on guard a lot. And I did hear the word feral. And it's interesting when I connect to her, and I've connected with animals who are wild before, and I'm able to. However, with her, I feel like there's a guardedness even in her connection to me. She's a little bit, even with me, like energetically, a little bit like, back off a little bit, and a little guarded around what she wants to share with me.
So she shows me you sitting on the floor and just moving your energy to your heart, and think about things you love, or just be in that loving state, just sitting with her in that energy with enough distance between you.
I can do
She's
that.
showing me that would really help to connect and trust. And yeah, she really wants to know, if it's okay, she could just have her space and just take this really slow. But you sitting on the floor with that heart space. She doesn't want to have to be a cat, or be some human's idea of how she should be. She's really showing me that she just wants to be her, which is a really good mom.
Yeah.
And obviously, as Monica was talking, I was asking her the question that we've talked about. And very similar to Monica, I heard be near me, but not too close. And with her babies, she feels like she can't really relax with them there. Not that she can't relax with them there, but she feels like she can't let her guard down because she has her babies and needs to protect them. So by definition, you are a bit of a threat from that perspective. So she's just feeling like she can't fully relax and kind of engage with you when she's got them. And what also came through was letting her approach you rather than the other way around. So much like Monica was saying, be near without kind of approaching her, but give her time so that she can be the one to make the first move. And she will kind of guide you on how this goes in terms of your interactions with her. Does that make sense to you?
It does. I mean, that's super helpful. I just needed some help kind of navigating
Mm-hmm.
the maternal aggression or whatever it is that she developed after she was with me for a little bit of time. So this was hugely helpful.
Oh, good.
And she also showed me, like if you do this repeatedly, just take, even if it's, a little bit of time every day sitting with her. She's saying that she's going to watch the kittens. If one of the kittens wants to come close to you, she's going to observe that. But she trusts her kitten's instinct.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, but she's showing me let them come to you. But she was showing me the kittens. Interesting how you were saying she showed you her. So I think both.
Yeah. And it does feel like, kind of as the last thing to wrap up, it does feel like she's not she's not like many of our pets that have sort of grown up and lived with us, that they're quite happy with us kind of being all over them and near them. This is new for her, or it feels like it's new for her, and not energetically comfortable. So you being there already, you're already making gains with her. She just needs it to be at her pace and her way, and it may not ever be the kind of physical contact we're often used to with our cats and dogs. and horses.
Yeah, that's
That
great.
make
As
sense?
long as she's adoptable, and her babies get great homes. I think she has had a little bit of trauma
Mhm.
in her past when she was rescued. So this is tremendously helpful and has given me a lot of good information. So thank you both very much.
Great. Well, thank you very much for being willing to have a reading with us. All right. So we are, Karen, I think you're joining me for the next one. Put you up here.
Yes,
Thank
I
you.
am.
Thank you, Monica, for reading with me. Up.
Okay.
All
Tracy,
right.
do you want to pick?
No, you can.
I
just
can.
did. Yeah, please.
Ashley.
Ashley.
I mean, I've
Good,
been
I was
feeling
drawn
the
to her
beam
too,
of
so.
Ashley from the minute, like
Great.
a radar, like a laser beam.
Yeah, I was drawn to her too. I love it. Perfect.
Were you? Okay, perfect.
Thank you. So I have a cat. It's a male. His name is Joey, and he's alive. And my
Joey?
question is, sorry?
Joey?
Joey, correct.
Okay, perfect.
And then my question is there anything that I can do to better support his health journey?
His health journey. Okay. So I would suggest, Tracy, you tell me what you think, but I would suggest just opening it up maybe to a body map with Joey and asking
Okay.
him, what do we need to know about his well-being, and let him kind of shine a light on what he feels is the thing to look at first or focus on at this very moment.
Sure.
Does that sound okay to you?
It's fine.
All right. Let's just get a little personality and just say hi to him first, and then we will go there. Okay, I just need a minute to invite Joey in. Okay, I don't know. I heard Joey Spumoni. I don't know why. I heard like that word Spumoni when I said hi to him. Just weird, but have to put it out there.
I keep seeing him being a little bit pushy at times, and it's not I don't see bullying. Because I kind of checked bullying, like I asked, and it was like no, but just a little bit pushy, a little bit like he kind of sometimes moves his way in without always sort of checking things out. So he's just sort of like right in there without sort of making sure that's okay. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
So I asked him, why did I hear that word? Because I don't even know, is Spumoni the multiple flavor ice cream? Right? Right?
Yeah,
Right? It's like vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry.
I think so.
Because he's like, I'm different flavors. You can't label me as one flavor. Does that make sense to you, Ashley? Because he's like, I'm all of them.
He's definitely a character.
Okay.
And I see him coming in and plunking himself in your lap, and just sort of when he wants the connection, he's right there and just comes right in. And it feels a little bit like he misses social cues a bit in terms of he just kind of does what makes sense to him, and he's a little bit unaware of maybe what he should be doing or what others want him to do. Does that make sense to you?
Joey does what Joey wants.
Okay, that's what it feels like.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so he's bringing me to his body, since that's the question.
All right. Okay.
And I have to say, what he lights up for me when I say, what do we need to know about how you're feeling right now? There's two things that light up to me right away energetically. I feel my immune system. So if you know anything about like acupuncture at all, my triple warmer meridian is lit up, which ties to the immune system and the medulla in the back of the head. And I'm feeling a little bit breathy in my chest, like something going on, like just a little bit breathy in my chest. Does that make sense, Ashley?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Well,
those are the two places he's bringing me as far when you say, what do we need to know about his health? So for me, that translates to must be he could be fighting something off, and there's something going on in the breath. I feel like, and I also am seeing the word viral. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And again, much like when his personality came through, it feels like he's not super attuned with his body and what's going on with it. And I interestingly feel a little bit through digestion, and it feels almost more like if he were a human, he's eating a lot of carbs and a lot of pizza and stuff and not really nutritious food. So his whole system might be a little sluggish. So it feels almost more like that rather than there being some acute digestive issue. But it does feel like there's something that may be impacting his overall energy. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I ask him, and this is a shorter reading. So I'm asking him, so what can we tell Ashley for today that you could start to look at or help him with, maybe around this topic on his healing journey? What does Ashley need to know? Detox the liver. I hear detox the liver. And make sure there isn't dust where he breathes. So as well, so that it can clear up. I feel like there's a little bit of inflammation going on in there from whatever is going on that's causing the immune system to into overdrive. Does that make sense to you? So what is, okay, I think homeopathy would help a lot.
Is there anything in particular he points at, like types of like tinctures or herbs that could help?
So I have to say right on this, I'm not a vet. I can't prescribe. That said, I do know a lot of veterinarians. I do have a sense of stuff, but I can only direct you and say to you, go to a homeopath, go to a Chinese medicine vet, Eastern medicine vet, holistic medicine vet. This does not feel like Western medicine meds are going to help. They will cover the stuff up, but it will exacerbate and expand and get worse, because I'm also getting the sense from him that he may have been on something like prednisone and it just messed him up even more. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay.
And with me, he's adding in that he's certainly open to you doing what you need to do to help him with his wellness, and potentially changing food may help, or adding to whatever food you're giving him now. It does feel like what I heard was like transition to wellness, and that he's kind of a simple guy, and so don't make it too fancy. Like transition slowly enough that he can take that transition and keep whatever you do relatively simple.
Yep.
Because that's what's going to serve him best and what he can manage. It feels like not just digestively, but personality and energetically. Like just keep it simple and transition in a way that is going to work for him. And I'm hearing sort of follow his lead around what he can he can adjust to and adapt to. Does that make sense?
I think so.
Yeah.
Karen, anything?
Yeah, I'm just getting back to detox the liver, fortify the kidneys.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Use some homeopathy for the viral imbalance. So that the inflammation can go down and support the immune system. And if you want to email me after this, I can send you some information potentially for some Eastern medicine veterinarians or homeopathic veterinarians.
Awesome. I'll send you my list of supplements that Dr. Katie and I have worked out.
Okay.
Dr. Katie.
All right. So
I love it.
you're
Go
with Dr.
ahead.
Katie. So I don't even have to worry about that. But
Yeah,
you
we
can
don't need
give
to
her
do
that
anything then. She's
information.
got you.
She's got you there.
She's amazing. Yeah.
So what
Love
is
it.
his health issue? Just because we're both like, what is going on with him?
Oh, he's been a mess since
Okay.
I first got him as a foster.
Okay.
Since 3 weeks old, he's been sick, kidney issues, lung issues. He has been stung by scorpions. Like he's He's been to the vet 40 times in the last 4 years, and he's
Wow.
4 years old. So no more
Baby.
traditional medicine. So
No.
I think it's interesting, just as a sidebar, when we talk about our intuitive connection with our animals, as you saw, Karen and I both had a big reaction. But Karen and I are both super keen on animal wellness, and we do a lot of learning from obviously similar sources by our reaction. And the fact that we both know the vet that she's talking about, I think that's not accidental that we were the two readers that ended up working with you, Ashley.
100%.
Anyway, thank you so much for sharing that, Ashley.
Yeah.
It was lovely working with you. And
Yeah.
we'll transition to Monica and Meredith, who I think are going to wrap things up. Thank
Yeah,
you.
awesome. We got room for one more.
I think we do.
Awesome. Well, Monica, I'm going to let you make the selection. Yeah, I love that Dr. Katie came up. That's fantastic. There are no coincidences, y'all. None. Zero.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I didn't know you knew her too, Meredith.
I am drawn to Nicole. Nicole, are you up for a reading?
Sure, thank you. Um, okay, I think I'm going to select, I was torn between my living and my spirit dog, but I think I'm going to select my living dog. Her name is Mariposa. And I guess my question is, I'd like to know what she's thinking.
Ooh.
So Mariposa is a female dog living.
Living.
And your question is, what is she thinking? How do you want to ask that, Monica?
Yeah, that's pretty wide open. Let's see.
I had a backup question if you want a little more narrow.
I'm open to hearing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, my other question was, what would make her most happy? Like, how can we facilitate her being most happy?
That sounds good because I feel like she wants to talk a little bit and that'll tell you what she's thinking. So let's try to find out. Are you okay with that question?
I'm good with it. Thank you.
Monica, it's funny that you coughed a little bit. I felt like I needed to clear my throat. The throat chakra is blue. Is that blue?
Yes.
Okay. And Mariposa, correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't Mariposa mean butterfly? Okay, so no coincidences. Blue butterflies and the connection to the throat chakra are a huge sign for me. So I'm going to mute myself and clear my throat while Monica starts talking.
I still feel like I have a little helper here who's all over me. Blue butterflies are big for me too. And what I'm hearing is change and possibility. Change and possibility. And all right, so she's saying just come out with it and be blunt. She doesn't want you to be so sad. She wants you to know that there's change and possibility, and she wants to be on an adventure with your life where you can find spots where you're both happy.
Look at Monica's cat delivering messages too. Monica's cat, we've all met before, but that kitty is up in the middle of this going, Mama, nose to nose, listen to this. The fact that Monica and I are both clearing our throats feels very significant. There's a speaking, an expression that is coming through here. Let me back up and say, because that's jumping right into what does Mariposa wants you to know. But in terms of personality, I feel a very, very strong connection to the spirit world. a whole lot of information about transition and
Mhm.
change and acceptance and fear of the unknown, fear of what's coming next, jumping off that cliff, jumping out of that nest. But a lot of it has to do with right here, singing, laughing, coughing, eliminating things that are bound up in this space. Mariposa has jumped right past the getting to know you phase to let's talk about some big stuff, Mom. Let's sing it, let's laugh it, let's chant it, let's whatever, express it. And there's a connection to something greater than yourself and something beyond that Mariposa is helping you find your way to. Does any of that make sense? I'm seeing you in front of an easel. I'm seeing you dancing at a bar in front of a mirror, some physical, beautiful, artistic expression that kind of feel like maybe you shouldn't do because what if people don't like it? Poetry slam, like there are all these things that are
Yeah.
just like boom, 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 boom coming out. Does any of
Yeah.
that make sense to you, Nicole?
A lot of it does.
Okay,
Well,
good, because I don't know what I'm talking about.
what's interesting is that she coughs all the time. Like since we adopted her in 2018, she is fine. She's in good health, but like she gets a drink of water, she coughs. If she rolls over on her belly and I pet her and she just like coughs really hard and she wants to talk, like she makes sounds, like she wants to talk. And I'm in transition. I'm not in transition, but I've been holding back for a long time in my creative outlets and have been playing it safe. So
Yeah,
that
when she's coughing, she's saying find your voice. She's trying to show you like, you know, the key, you said there's nothing wrong with her. There's nothing wrong with you. She just wants you to find your voice and really come out with that expressive, creative aspect of yourself.
What's
And she's like,
funny is
it's more important for you to do it, not who's going to watch, who's going to read, who's going to blah, blah, blah. That part's insignificant.
Mm.
She wants you to know, like, be in the present, find your joy, just do things for the sake of doing them for you.
and what's funny is that she jumped so super quick into this message. Like we got on with you and we're both like, you know, there's an expression here and she's showing me flashes like in a little viewfinder. You remember the viewfinder toy? And she's showing me all these ridiculous things like enormous long neon fingernails, like ridiculously long fingernails that you go, how can I function in with that? Strange color hair, weird clothing. She's just like, here's a strange thing. Here's a thing. Here's a thing. And it's almost like, why do you care? Do what you want to do. If you want to wear a tutu and a purple wig out to walk the dog, why wouldn't you? Why? What are you holding back? And she jumped straight into all of that and she is reinforcing it with every image she shows me.
that sounds like her personality too. It does. Thank you.
Yeah, she's there for you. I mean, she's there for you. And she wants me to kind of twist this a little and just say, hey, Mom, help me out. This is my mission. Come on, give me a little slack here. Just even if you're doing it in your house with the blinds closed, just do something crazy.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
sing so beautifully in the shower and at a stoplight, you know, where there's no one watching me and no one judging me. Could I get up on a stage and do that? No. But if I'm rocking out to some 80s alternative at a stoplight, by golly, it is all over the place. Find your outlet, find your place. Is it in the shower? Is it in your backyard? Is it somewhere? And do it like nobody's listening and nobody cares, whatever this thing is for you.
She
Thank
just
you.
really
And
wants
I'll
to
say
be
one other thing
happy.
you mentioned. Oh
So
yeah, thank you. She is a super happy girl, and I could see that she's just trying to bring out she's goofy and happy, and you could see she wants to like influence those around her and do the same thing. And she's just very colorful in her spirit. And you mentioned spirit, and when our former dog passed, we went through a lot of foster dogs, and we had like lights going on and off when Mara was being fostered by us, and we did not anticipate on having we just thought we were going to go for a bigger dog. She's smaller, just like so many things. And I do believe that our former dog like sent her to us like in spirit. So like a lot of what you said definitely
yeah.
aligns with.
Yep, I'm getting chills, which is definitely confirmation, and your other dog is like, yep, you got the message.
Yeah. Thank you both.
Definitely. You're spot on. Trust your intuition.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So we have brought it right up to the very end. Tracy, I'll hand it back over to you. I think we need to draw our raffle winners.
We do.
But gosh, what a great group of readings tonight. Thank you everyone for being willing to open and share and listen and hear the messages that are for others that always end up being somewhat for us as well. Thank you.
And we do try to be sensitive to time, so we'll quickly wrap up because I'm sure you'd all like to get going at the end of the evening. But we want to take a couple of minutes just to draw the raffle winners and to tell you a couple of other things that are kind of bonuses that come from being here with us tonight. So Carmen and Greg, do you want to start with the raffle, and then we'll add our last couple of closing remarks?
Yes, and I was going to share the screen so everybody can see the wheel. And I'm going to draw 4 people from it. So give me 1 second to share it.
I think I might have to give you permission to do that. Or Jody, can you do that?
And the winners are winning a half-hour reading with one of us.
Mm-hmm. And actually, just Carmen, while you're talking, I'll just quickly share the last few things that we want to share. So anyone who chooses to have a private reading with one of us, 15% of what you would pay us for that reading will go to support Farm of the Free until, did we say July 15th? So if you are inclined, if you feel like you want a private reading and you'd like to pay for that, some of that money will go back again to support Farm of the Free. And also, I know Jody has been connecting with you all in the chat. If you do want to learn more about the Animal Communication Collective, or if you know someone, yeah, no, I know it won't. Okay, sorry, they're saying they won't let it share the screen. I have to give permission for that. But I don't know how to do that. Karen and Meredith, do you know how hold on.
Remove me as co-host and see if that'll do it.
Okay.
And then
It should be able to do it now.
There we go. Okay. All right, can y'all see this?
Pull it down just a little bit.
Okay.
There you go.
All right, and I'm going to shuffle them up. So this is everybody. We sold, I don't even know how many it was, but there's a ton in there. Some people got 16 tickets, some people got 8 tickets, some people got 1 ticket. So I'm just gonna
Can you make that a little bit bigger, Carmen, by chance? Just so we can see the names of it. If you can't, don't worry about it, but I just thought I'd ask. No, no, Karen? Okay. All right.
No, it'll go off the screen, but you'll see the name when it shows up. The one who wins will pop up bigger.
But
Okay.
I like that there are so many names that they're so tiny.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you to everyone who's generously bought raffle tickets.
Yes, thank you so much. Okay, are you guys ready? Here goes the first.
Ready. Someone read.
Will Stevenson.
Bill Stevenson.
Yay, Jill.
Congratulations, Jill.
Okay, so I'm going to take that one out. And
Thank you.
And then here's number 2. Kathleen Jones.
Congratulations, Kathleen.
Congratulations. All right, number 3.
The anticipation.
Jill. Oh my goodness.
Jill's a lucky girl.
She won 2. She bought enough raffle tickets to win 2.
Oh, I almost feel bad.
And
Yeah.
ready. Linda.
Linda.
Yay. Awesome.
Linda.
Thank you guys so much for participating. And yeah,
Thank you.
let me pull up my other screen.
So Carmen will reach out to each of you who are winners and connect you with one of us to let you know who you've been paired with. I see Tracy just answered that. There was a question in the chat about the cost of private sessions. We're all individual independent practitioners. I'm jumping ahead, Tracy, but do you care
Go
if I just
ahead. No,
say
go
that
ahead.
about the donations?
You're more to.
So types of sessions and various services and everything will vary. If you felt drawn to a particular one of us, we find that that's kind of how it works. That someone feels a connection with the style of a particular reader. Jody has dropped all of our information in the chats. We'll also have that available to you if you're curious about it later. But anyone who has won a raffle, please be sure that you book your raffle between now and July 15th, which is about 60 days after this event. You don't have to necessarily have this session during that time, but we would like for you to book it during that time because each of us will then donate 15%. Wait, let me back up. We will have a private reading with whoever's won the raffle. If anyone personally would like to book a private reading with one of us, we will then donate 15% of the cost of that reading back to Farm of the Free as a part of this event. So,
And I can just add in, if you are a raffle winner and you have your 30-minute session, you'd like to make it longer, you can certainly pay whatever extra to have a bit of a longer reading.
good point. Thank you for that, Tracy.
Okay.
So I minimize my screen. Okay. I jumped ahead. I got so excited.
No, I appreciate that because I was fumbling through screens. And so I just wanted to thank you guys and all of the attendees who are participating and bought raffle tickets. I hope you guys got something out of it for your own personal animals and their well-being. But thank you so much for supporting the sanctuary and the residents that are permanently here. We really, really appreciate it. And thank you so much to the Animal Communication Collective. You guys have helped us year after year. And you guys are just phenomenal. And yeah, my mind's always blown. It's like I forget and then you guys start talking and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you to all the readers. Thank you to all the readers who were willing to participate, because even if you didn't get a reading, often when someone else is getting a reading, it can resonate with you and whatever it is you need to, whatever messages you need for your animal. So thank you to those who are willing to have a reading as well. And thank you from our part. Thank you to Farmer the Free. We love working with you. And we're so excited that we've been able to partner again. And I think this has been a really big success for you. So wonderful.
It has. It's been our biggest fundraiser with y'all yet to date. So thank you.
Wonderful.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Y'all. Thank you so much.
You.
Yeah, feel free to reach out if you guys ever want to come visit the sanctuary, and please book a reading with any one of these amazing people that you feel drawn to.
I'm totally coming to the sanctuary. I'm totally coming. Totally coming.
Thank
you,
you,
everyone.
Bye, y'all.
Thank
Good night,
you.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye.